Good morning. How are we doing today?
Good.
Good. Thank you all for being here today. I'm really excited to be here with you all, and we have some really great panelists and speakers today. My name is Brittany Davis. I'm with Lewis County Economic Development, and we are one of the many economic development organizations and chambers throughout the North Country region who are really focused on the retention of small businesses within our region. So we are a community partner with the Center for Businesses in Transition through ANCA, the Adirondack North Country Association. That is a mouthful. And we're really excited to be a part of this partnership because it is really important to save our small businesses, but more importantly, to find the entrepreneurs to take some of those businesses over that are aging within our region. So with Lewis County Economic Development, we have a number of projects and initiatives happening. Currently, one of the main things that we are truly focused on is entrepreneurship and small business growth. And we also have a number of partner organizations in this room today that are also focused on the same thing. So we wouldn't be able to do what we do without our partners. So I'd like to thank Anka and Danny for being here, Sarah O'Connell with the SBDC in Watertown. We have North Country PTAC here, Amber Stevens, Matt Cyber with the Development Authority. We have Steve Garnio with the AEDC out of Saranac. We will have Eric Tupper here, he's with AmeriQ. And we also have Sue Merrill here with Senator Gillibrand's office, so thank you for being here. Like I said, we have some really great entrepreneurs to hear from today, but first, Danny is going to give a brief overview of the Center for Businesses in Transition program and its mission and ANCA's mission and what they're doing for the North Country. So Danny, come on up.
Thank you so much. Oh, we got a clicker and everything. This is so fancy. I don't know. It's because I said it.
Maybe if you point at the laptop.
Yeah.
If you point it toward the laptop versus the.
Or just turn it on. That's probably a good.
Yeah, there we go.
So I'm Danny Delaney. I'm with ANCA, the Adirondack North Country Association. And so we are helping to grow the new economy in the North Country. And we do that in a number of ways, which I'll get into in just a moment. But I will note that we have a number of different people tuning in from all throughout the North Country at different organizations who are also hosting viewing parties in their offices. So if somebody doesn't have access to the internet or wasn't able to join us today in person, they're able to sit at a Chamber of Commerce or IDA office with somebody else to watch this and participate remotely. So we at ANCA are focused on the new economy, so supporting local jobs and job growth. We focus really on sort of small grassroots development to help focus on shared community assets and pull people together to sort of move the North Country from a traditionally extractive economy where a lot of money is going out to one where we are growing a new economy here, focused on local food. So we work a lot on sort of food systems. We help with sort of farm to school initiatives, farm to institution initiatives, helping folks who are from sort of a farming background go to value-added agriculture and diversifying what they do there. We work in local energy, so we help municipalities figure out what sort of green energy things might be right for them, focus on green energy jobs and clean energy overall. And then we do a number of things with local businesses. So one of the things that we've been doing for over 30 years is a program called Adirondack Buyer Days, where we help artisans who are looking to sort of, maybe they've been making something at home and going to craft shows, but they want to get into wholesale. They want to sort of take that next step to making their business something that's more of a full-time job. So we've been doing that for over 30 years, helping people to connect with retailers and learn about how to become, get to that sort of wholesale level. And then as part of our work, we do a lot of research in the region, and we do that in partnership with a number of different folks. But we've been one of the biggest initiatives that we have right now. One of my slides, did I skip over? No? All right. Is the Center for Businesses in Transition. So about 2 years ago, we started on this journey to put together a regional economic analysis that focuses on, what are some of the things that we can do as we move forward as a region together. So what we should be focusing on as far as economic sectors. So those could be value-added agriculture, sustainable tourism, or clean energy, But one of the things that really came out of this as we did it for the center, and a number of different partners helped to pay for this particular study, but one of the things that came out of it is that we might be losing somewhere between 10 and 16,000 of our small business owners because they're baby boomers, just aging out, and maybe do not have a plan in place. Less than 20% of small business owners have a plan for succession nationally. So we can imagine that that's an issue here as well. And as you know, in rural areas, it's harder to find somebody to take over, just so sometimes the population can make that a hurdle. So although we call the Center for Businesses in Transition a center, it doesn't have a physical location. It is a partnership of organizations and individuals who are dedicated to making sure that our businesses stay here. It's great that we get new businesses in and people starting up new stuff, but you guys know, if you lose a pizza shop in a small town downtown here, it's a lot different than losing a pizza shop in our urban area where there's 15 of them and a bunch of different restaurants. If you lose one pizza shop here, you may be losing one of the 3 dining establishments in your whole town, and it can be a huge blow. So we work together to do a number of different services. This is a new pilot project that launched in January of this year. We provide matchmaking services with potential buyers, access to planning tools, connection with existing services. We're not accountants, we're not lawyers, we're not really the technical service providers. We're really focused on bringing people together to see the resources that already exist, like the SBDC, like AADC, like our accountants that know about this stuff in the area, bringing resources to people that are either free or low cost. And sort of sharing everybody's brain trust in what we can do to help folks with these issues. So there's over 50 different organizations throughout the region who are focused on this initiative, but these organizations, including naturally Lewis County IDA and Economic Development, where we are here today, have liaisons with a dedicated person in their office focused every month on this issue, working on calls, working on different initiatives, and help with different things to bring this to fruition. And Brittany's been an instrumental part of this partnership. So we focus on transitions, whether it's a business looking to sell in the open market, whether it's somebody trying to transition to their son or daughter or niece or nephew, a family transition, or if somebody's looking to convert to employee or worker ownership. So we are really today focused a little bit more on aspiring entrepreneurs versus the businesses that are retiring. So if you are an aspiring entrepreneur and looking to purchase an existing business, start on a new career path, or find out more about employee ownership models and opportunities, we're a great resource to reach out to. We have, since this program started, we've done a bunch of different workshops throughout the year. So a bunch of these are already online. And sometimes I really would like to point this out for aspiring entrepreneurs that maybe this one, right, like preparing to sell your business, sounds like it's not for someone who's looking to take over an existing business. But if you understand the tax ramifications that somebody else is going through, you know the right questions to ask, right? Like if you understand how they're valuing their business, you'll know the right questions to ask as you're going in to see if it might be a viable option for you. So all of these are available online, thanks to our tech guru, Nicole from Makerspace Hudson, who's here today. And so you can access any of these stuff, and the more you know about the process from start to finish, either from the aspiring business owner or the retiring business owner perspective, the better you are at having those conversations and knowing what you're getting into. So we also have some partners who have put on additional programming that we've either sponsored or supported that has been really helpful for folks. If somebody is looking for a farm transition, an agricultural transition, there's a number of different videos also available online for farm transition programming through the Cornell Cooperative Extension. And these valuation half-day workshops that were put on by the SUNY Canton SBDC have been really helpful for folks as well, again, getting into that valuation of how much does your business cost? How do you arrive at that figure? How do you come together to see what would be good for that? And then family transitioning, if somebody is looking to do a family transition, we are also looking to put together a peer-to-peer group coming up in 2020. So if you know anybody who's looking for a family transition, or that might be you, let us know if you'd be interested in being part of that conversation. It seems that a lot of colleges and universities have found that the best way to sort of handle those transitions is by getting together cohorts of people who are going through the same thing to talk about those experiences and share their best practices. We also put together case studies of folks who have already transitioned, who they used, who did they talk to, how did they end up here, what were the hurdles that they overcame. So those are all available online as well. And one of the big things that I feel like I talk about this till I'm blue in the face, but a lot of folks are not necessarily ready to say, all right, my chicken shack on Lake 7 is now available for sale. Everybody come and talk to me about it, right? There's a lot of reasons you might not be able to want to do that, right? It might scare your employees. And if you're an accountant and you want to sell your business, you might be a little hesitant to tell every one of your clients that you're ready to retire. They might try to find an accountant sooner than you're ready to retire and find somebody else, and then you might lose some of the revenue that you were expecting. So there's some reasons you might not want to be super public. There's some reasons you might want to be. But because this program covers the 14 northernmost counties in New York, we're able to say, hey, there's a restaurant somewhere in the North Country. It has about 17 employees. It's on this beautiful lake. Are you interested in that? That's an available option without having to say that it's Joe's Chicken Shack on 7th Lake. I don't know where it came up. I don't think we have a chicken shack anywhere. But it's nice to have that sort of outlet for talking about things a little semi-anonymously. And then identification of opportunities to amplify the message of businesses that are publicly for sale. So again, we're not real estate agents. We really focus on the sort of storytelling around the business owners themselves. Like, they've been doing this for how many years? What do they have to share with somebody? What do they want to give to somebody who may want to come in and take over? Would they be willing to mentor? What has this meant for them and their family? Why did they want to be in the North Country? So available online, and I'm going to go through these super fast, but you can look at them online. I can talk to you about any of them afterwards. But available online is this directory of opportunities throughout the North Country that you might be interested in. So we have lots of things on eating and staying. As one might not be surprised by, there's a lot of hospitality businesses throughout the North Country that are available. The Circle Court Motel in Ticonderoga. This is they have a beautiful home that's inside of the hotel, part of the hotel that you would not even know is there. So it's a great opportunity for somebody to sort of move into a place, take it over as a business owner, and be able to raise their family there while owning a business. They've been successful. It's been a family-owned business since like 1918. It's a great example. And they're just lovely people who are willing to chat with anybody about their experience. Cape Placid and Lake Placid. Some of these opportunities, you don't own the building. You'd just be taking over the business itself. I just want to point that out for like this one. You're not taking over the whole building. You're just buying the business. But it is a turnkey operation. So they had been, if I talk about everyone, we'll be here forever. But Foote's Port Henry Diner. Don Foote has been running restaurants for years all throughout the North Country. This is the sweetest little diner. It doesn't have a ton of tables, but it is a mainstay in the community. And most of his customers are, in their 80s, and they just love him to death. And we just need to find somebody else to help out with that wonderful clientele that he's built over the years. Turtle Island Cafe. This is out in Willsboro. Beautiful little cafe doing sort of like incredible seafood. Is that something that you were expecting out there? But they really do a great job, and it's been going on for a number of years, has a great track record of success. Number of different retail options throughout the region. Moontree Designs in Lake Placid, which is a sort of gift and art gallery kind of place. The Frame Mill in Potsdam, which does custom framing. Main Street Consignment Store. I like to point out some of these ones too, like Barb Curtis. She doesn't own the building. It's not like it doesn't have a ton of like actual things to buy, right? Like, it's consignment. She doesn't own necessarily the stuff in there. So what she really just wants to see it stay open. It's not going to be that much money for somebody to take over. She's not looking for a lot of money. She just wants to teach somebody what she's learned over the years and wants to see it continue. Downtown Sports and Toys in Potsdam. If you have a love of hockey memorabilia, this might be right for you. There's a bunch of sort of crafters and artisans throughout the North Country as well. Garnet Studio, this one's in North River, so she hand turns gems and stones, makes them into beautiful pieces with Adirondack garnets. This little shop studio is connected to her house, but she would really like somebody to move it out of her house when she retires. And she has a She has a long list of clientele, but that's a good opportunity to move it wherever. And services or technical expertise, like I said, there's a bunch that are sort of semi-anonymous: geothermal installation business, commercial cleaning companies, electrical contracting, recreation and destinations, fly fishing shop out in Wilmington. Also have outdoor recreation businesses, agritourism businesses, and lots more. And I didn't pick out all of the ones that are available online because I just wanted to make sure that we had time for our small business panelists and to get to the meat of today's program. But if you have any questions, we have a number of different literature outside, and definitely check out the website with all of those opportunities available, and let us know if anybody's interested in just having a chat about what's available here in the North Country. So I will switch it back over to our friend Brittany. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Danny. All right.